What's up, big baller shot callers? Big Ken here. Welcome from the Grid to Rim Sports Talk Show. Jomo, my co-host and best friend Monty Brown. What's up, brother? How you doing?
Big Ken, what's up? What's up? It's been a minute, man. What's been going on?
It's been a minute. It's been 3 or 4 weeks since our last show, man. Yeah, a little bit of a down period, man. I'm doing good, man. Doing real good.
Yeah, not a lot going on, but what we got? The Olympics coming up. WNBA is making some noise. Uh, Interesting football topics that we may get into the next show. But yeah,
Yep,
it's dead right now, but we'll see what happens.
yep. Football season's right around the corner, but for tonight's show, we'll be talking about the WNBA All-Star game and Rookie of the Year battle with Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese, two of the top picks for the Rookie of the Year, and we'll get into some men's USA basketball too. But let's for the opening here, let's get into the WNBA All-Star game. The WNBA All-Stars beat the women's team USA, the ones going to the Olympics, 117-109.
Hmm.
Second consecutive win in a row. Their first one was in 2021. So the WNBA All Stars have won three out of the last four WNBA All Star games. They're beating Team USA, the Olympic team, 3 out of 4 years. That's pretty interesting. You had a sold out crowd, over 16,000 in attendance at the WNBA All Star game in Phoenix, Arizona. So you had a big crowd. They were there to see Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese, and
Wow.
all the great players.
Wow.
Obviously the great veteran players like Asia Wilson, Breanna Stewart,
Hmm.
Kelsey Plum, a lot of the women on the national team. But there's a lot of
Tarasi.
really
Yes.
Rossi. There's a lot of really good players on the WNBA too, the WNBA team also, including the two rookies. Of
Hmm.
course, Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese getting a lot of headlines this year. They're both having really good rookie seasons. But get into this game though, the WNBA All Stars won 117-109. The MVP was Arike Ogunbowale, if I said that right. And this is her second time being the MVP. She won it this year and she won it in 2021, the first time the WNBA All Stars beat Team USA. So, what I gotta say about this Arike Ogunbowale girl? Well, first, she scored all 34 points in the second half, which was freaking crazy. She
Wow.
had 0 points at halftime. She scored all 34 points in the second half and over 20 plus in the third quarter, like 21 or 22 in the third quarter. What I gotta say about this girl is, man, she's a baller, man. She can shoot, she can make every shot, she can drive to the hole. She's good with the ball. Like, yeah, she is, like Caitlin Clark said in one of the interviews during the game, like live interviews during the game when she was on the sideline. She said, yeah, she's probably Caitlin Clark said Arike Ogunbowale is probably the best one-on-one player in their league, and
Oh yeah.
I agree with that. What are your thoughts about the All-Star game in general? What do you think about Arike Ogunbowale? What do you think about this game? Are you surprised that the WNBA All Stars won again against the team going representing us in the Olympics in like another couple of days?
No, I'm not surprised one bit. That WNBA, as you've seen, it's deep, man. That WNBA team could win the gold.
Yep,
I'm
absolutely.
100% sure about that. 100% sure about
They
that.
have their own team, like we said in a previous
Oh
show.
man,
Absolutely. Yeah,
yeah,
they
yeah.
could.
So
They could.
no, I'm not surprised one bit. No, in a series, I don't think they would beat the USA team. Maybe it would go maybe 6 or 7 games in a 7 game series with the USA team winning.
Right.
But no, 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 no. You have these ladies who have a chip on their shoulder. The one that won the MVP that you talked about, definitely could you could argue should have a spot on that team, but
I agree. I was going to say
that's
that. Yes,
yeah,
absolutely.
that USC team is too deep. I mean, who would you remove? That would be the question. I have no idea. We'll let the experts debate that. You have your favorite, Caitlin Clark, on that team.
Yeah.
We got the Barbie, Angel
Bayou,
Reese on that team.
Bayou Barbie. Yeah, Bayou Barbie.
IU Barbie. She balled out, got a double double against those players. I
Yep.
mean, what is she? 6'4"?
She's like 6'3",
So
4.
amongst them trees, something like amongst them trees, getting rebounds, getting a double double, balling out. So no, I'm not surprised at all. It's happened before. But what's happened? The USC team's gone on, dominated in the Olympics, won the gold. I expect nothing less from this USA team.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to lose another game. They lost against the
No,
WNBA game in the All-Star game, but yeah, I don't think they're going to lose. They're not like the men's side, which we'll talk about later, which is very,
yeah,
stacked.
yeah,
Yeah, Team USA is the clear favorites for the women to win the gold. I mean, of course, they still got to earn it, and anything can happen. But yeah, but they're they're heavily favored. In the Olympics. They're kind of like the 1992 men's dream team. Like no one's getting close to these ladies. So yeah, I'd
yeah,
be shocked if they lose a game. They might lose against other. They lost against the WNBA All Stars, like we said, but I don't expect them to lose in the Olympics. But you
right.
never know.
No,
Upsets
no, no,
happen,
no.
but it'll be highly unlikely. But speaking of Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese, you already mentioned Angel Reese having double double. She had I think 12 points and 10 rebounds in the game, or 11 rebounds, and then Caitlin Clark, she only had 4 points. She didn't shoot good from the field. But she had 10 assists, which is a rookie record for an All-Star game. Sue Bird has the overall record with 11 assists, and she was trying to catch Sue Bird. And I know she mentioned at halftime that she was going to try to. I liked her. I liked her
Mm,
confidence. I liked her attitude. She said
yeah,
she was going to try to take Sue Bird's record, but unfortunately, she fell one shy. But she did get the rookie record, which is pretty cool. She didn't hit any of her logo threes that game. Like I said, she only had 4 points, and some people are talking trash about that, but she didn't, need
no,
to score. She had
no,
the 10 assists. I have no doubt in my mind Caitlin Clark can score, man. She's
yeah,
already proven it so far in the WNBA. She's had like two or three 30-point games, like several games over 20 points, yeah, almost all of her games are double digits, except early on. She had a
mm,
couple, single digit games, but she's been consistently scoring like in double digits. Unfortunately, her logo threes just weren't happening in the All Star game. She was in and out a
and that
couple times ago,
and that's
though.
okay. Yeah,
Yeah, she was a little frustrated because she even said, "I wish one of them would go win because they're in and out, like
yeah,
they're like right on the rim. Like she wasn't missing badly. Like they just rim was just unkind, Like sometimes there's
yeah,
just a lid on the rim. Like it don't matter what you do, like that ball ain't going in. And I think it was one of those games. But what I like about Caitlin Clark's game, though, why I say she's so good from the very beginning, is because she's not scoring. So what else can she do? 10 assists. She still
yes,
helped the team win without scoring her normal amount of points. That's what I like about Caitlin Clark, is she can do more than one thing to help a team win.
right,
Assists, rebounding, steals,
yes,
all she has all the intangibles, like I said from the before she started her rookie season. Like the girl can do more than just shoot, that's what makes her special. So
oh yeah,
yeah.
yeah. 10 assists. That means she's responsible for at least 20 points that they got. She contributed to at least 20 points
And some of them were
against that
threes,
team.
so more, yeah. So some of them were threes
Yeah,
more than that, exactly. But at
I
least
mean,
20, yep. At least 20.
against the best women players in the world. Come on, now.
And this is
Show
arguably,
us she didn't make any threes. That's awesome. That's good.
yeah.
And she didn't look out of place at all, at
No,
all.
no, she was in the
Looked like she
flow.
belonged there.
Yeah, she was in the flow of the game, and she had no turnovers. That was impressive because
Yeah,
she has had turnover problems in her rookie season. As great as she's been, the turnovers are high for her in her rookie year. That's one thing we'll
right.
talk later for the rookie year battle. But I was impressed to see that she had no turnovers in this All Star game, because that's kind of the only thing that's been kind of plaguing her. That's one of her weaknesses, but
Mm,
did not, show that in the All Star game. So I thought that was awesome. Um, on the USA team side, the Olympic team side, Breanna Stewart led the way with 31
right.
points. Asia Wilson had 22 points. She was the second leading scorer. So Breanna Stewart kind of did her thing. Asia Wilson had most of her points in the first half. She kind of had a quiet second half. Breanna Stewart was kind of consistent in both halves
Yeah,
of scoring. She was pretty even scoring on both halves to come up with the 31 points. Yeah, Breanna Stewart's a freaking beast, like you said. She can score multiple ways too. She's like 6'4",
Yes.
She can handle the rock. She can shoot threes. You know, she's a hybrid big. You know, she can post you up down low because she's got the size, but she can shoot threes. She can shoot mid-range jumpers. She can, you know, she has good ball skills. She can dribble. You know, so if you move her off her spot, you know, she could go into a mid-range jump shot, like a pull-up jump shot. Breanna Stewart's freaking tough, man. Really like Asia Wilson too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Best
Her
player in the world right now.
her season's crazy. She's by far the
Yes.
MVP of the WNBA this year. She's been
Oh
torching
yeah.
it up. She's been lighting it up, man. Asia Wilson is an absolute beast. She's got the MVP. That I think it's hands
Oh
down. Like
yeah.
there's no one
Yeah.
even close
Give
to
it
her.
to her now. Might as
Yeah.
well. I don't know how many points she scored today. I was able to catch bits and pieces of their exhibition game with Germany. Germany had a couple of WNBA players on their team as well, and I believe they have an American, a dual citizen player on their
Mm,
team who was their best player. But
interesting.
yeah, very interesting, man. Man, they all balled out. Taurasi played big. Asia Wilson,
Yeah,
like you mentioned,
forgot
played big.
about Trossi. She had a good game. This is for
Yeah,
40 some years old. She was impressive. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't know if anybody's going to challenge this team. Anybody?
Yeah, yeah. Team USA's biggest challenge was the WNBA All-Star team for
Yeah,
the All-Star game. That,
yeah,
like we covered already during the show, that's their biggest challenge. That's probably a good way to get prepared for the Olympics.
yeah.
If you come to think about it, it's play your best competition is coming right before the Olympics, like a week before the Olympics, to get you ready. Obviously, they wanted to win the game, so I'm sure they're disappointed. But you know, I'd rather lose the All-Star game than lose a game in
Oh yeah,
Olympics. So
yeah, yeah.
they that now they just know where they need to tighten up a little bit, you know, work out some kinks, you know, because they're all coming from different teams and they probably haven't had a lot of
Yes.
chance to kind of get organized with each other. So the All Star game helps out with that too to get their you know their communication going and yeah
Mhm.
they'll go back to the drawing board. But yeah, I think yeah they should win this gold easily. But hopefully I didn't you know jinx them, knock on some wood. But I don't see no other team you know women's team beating them.
No, I don't see it either. They're too good.
They've already won like 7 or 8 gold medals in a row, and yeah, however
Yeah,
they're going to probably get another one. They
yeah,
don't they probably won't be challenged, but the men's
yeah.
team,
And this might be the best team they've had out of all those
yeah,
teams that won
I
the past.
agree.
So
Yeah, they're
yeah,
pretty tough. They're pretty
sheesh.
tough. Real quick before we get into the rookie year battle with Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese, but I will say something about Dan Trossi. I don't like some of her comments towards you know Caitlin Clark at the beginning of the year, but or before the season started with some of her stuff about this whole grown women's thing. I didn't like that at all, but um, I do respect her though because she's won 5 gold medals, and there is a reason for her being on the Olympic team. That's because of her leadership, and she
Yeah, yeah,
definitely I give her some props. You know, you got to get a props for props are due, and she showed her leadership in the All Star game. I heard her talk after the game was over. She was talking, "Hey, we need to get ready for London, and you know, this is a good wake up call for us." You know, she's out there for a reason. She may not be able to score as elite as she used to, but she has I mean, she's 40 some years old. I mean, she's
yeah,
been there, done that 5 times. So she's a perfect leader that
yeah.
could lead the U.S. women's into the Olympics. So not crazy about her mouth sometimes, but she is a very good player and she knows what you know. She could back it up for the most part.
Yeah.
So yeah,
No, she's played on that international level for a long time, and she knows what it takes. So yeah,
yeah,
you got to have her on that team.
yeah. You got to. Yeah, you can't eliminate her.
Yeah,
It'll be hard to eliminate anyone to get Arike Ogunbowale in, but there's one person I'm kind of thinking about, but she's a very good player too, and that was Sabrina Ionescu, but she is really good though too.
mhm.
If there had to be somebody, it might be her, but I still want to take her off the team because she's still pretty dang good.
Yeah,
But that would be the person I would take off and put in Arike Ogunbowale if it was going to happen, but it shouldn't happen. So I'm not lobbying for Sabrina Ionescu to be off the team. I think she deserves it.
no,
Her game speaks for herself, but it's just like one of those things where you're saying 1 year Candace Parker didn't make the Olympics team, and she's a freaking
right,
legend in the WNBA.
right,
So the women's yeah Olympics team is very hard to make.
yeah,
You have a person like Candace Parker and now
yeah,
Arike Ogunbowale not making it. She was the MVP of the All-Star game. That's just
yeah.
freaking insane, man. So craziness. But let's get into this rookie year battle. Like I said, my favorite subject, Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese.
Hmm.
So I'll go over both their stats, and I'll pick who I think the rookie of the year should be. Then Monty, you can go into who you think it is. So Caitlin Clark averages over 17 points a game and over 8 assists a game. She does average 5.6 turnovers a game, which is a little bit high. You want a 2-to-1 ratio in assists. She's not quite there. Like I said earlier in the show, the turnovers are hurting her a little bit during the season, but 17 points and over 8 assists, like 8.5 assists a game or 8.7, whatever it is, like that's freaking high, like almost 9 assists. I mean, yeah, she's almost getting a double double every game with that. Her free throw shooting is really good, 89%, 6 rebounds per game, 1.5 steals per game, and 0.8 blocks per game. Like she is a stat stuffer. Like I said, she can do it
Yeah,
all. Then just score, like I said, but the All Star game. She didn't score in an All Star game, but she did a lot. She had the 10 assists though to break that rookie record. Man, she's a stat stuffer. Angel Reese's stats: over 13 points a game, 12 rebounds a game, 1.8 assists. But she's a big, so she's not going to get the same assists as Caitlin Clark.
right.
Turnovers 1.8. Her free throws actually improved 75.7 because she was shooting only in like the 50s for a while. I thought that was like a Achilles heel for her, but 75% isn't bad. Not as good as
No.
89% for Caitlin Clark. 0.4 blocks. That's a little bit surprising that Caitlin Clark is leading the way on that when Caitlin Clark is smaller than she is. That's kind of interesting there.
Mhm.
Caitlin Clark is averaging 0.8 blocks and Reese is 0.4. Their steals are both one a game. Um, some people say Angel Reese stat pads. I don't know what you think about that with some of her rebounding. I don't know what your thought is on that. I
Mhm.
haven't really seen enough of her games to know, but some of her haters out there are saying that, but I really don't know if that's true or not that she's stat pads. Some people are saying like her stat pad is off of her like offensive rebounds, like when she misses shots and then she gets offensive because she is only shooting 40% from the field though, and so is Caitlin
Right.
Clark. Caitlin Clark is shooting a lot of threes though, and Caitlin Clark is struggling a little bit from the 3 point line this year at 33%. But I know that'll go up in upcoming years when she gets used to the speed of the game. Because we
Mhm.
all know she can shoot over 4% from the 3 point line, but she is struggling a little bit with her threes this year. But I don't like that. I won't say I don't like the score, but Angel Reese should be shooting better than Caitlin Clark from the field since most of her shots are from the inside. So that is one thing that might be holding Reese back, in my opinion. Um, I got Caitlin Clark as a rookie of the year just because I think she has a little bit more intangibles. They do play two different positions. So that's not Angel Reese's fault that she's a power forward and Caitlin Clark is a guard. But
Yeah.
I still got Caitlin Clark because I just think she does too many intangibles with her passing ability, getting rebounds, getting blocks, getting steals, not almost 90% from the free throw line. Um,
Mhm.
I think she's yeah, I think she's just a I think she just edges Angel Reese out a little bit. I think
Right.
yeah, I think she's a little more exciting to watch, which probably helps out too. Because she shoots those threes. She's a very exciting player to watch with the position she plays. So I have Caitlin Clark edging out Angel Reese. What's your thoughts on this?
Well, this was before Cameron Brink got hurt. This was a three-player race.
Yeah, you're right. I
Yeah.
think she took a knee injury a season.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Achilles or
Achilles.
ACL or ACL.
There was
It was one of
Achilles
the
or
two.
ACL, one of the two. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It was a three-player race. It was interesting, but now it's between these two. If the season were to end today, yeah, I would have to go with Caden Clark as well. I mean, they both have different tasks on their team. Their teams ask them to do different things. Uh, reason why Caden Clark has the turnovers, she handles the ball more. She's a guard.
Yeah.
She's a rookie. So yeah, that's expected. That's expected from a guard. They are going to have more turnovers. Um, Reese is amongst those trees and still getting double doubles. Uh, why her shooting percentage isn't as good as it should be, I don't know. Maybe because there's bigger players underneath, that might have something to do with
That
it.
could have something to do with it. Yeah,
Um,
she's a little bit undersized. Yeah,
right, and still getting double doubles. So
yeah, that's impressive.
she just has a knack for that for rebounds. Just kind of like what Dennis Rodman did. He wasn't the
Yeah,
biggest guy there, but he knew how to get those rebounds some way somehow.
yeah.
Um, and what might come to it later, because since Angel Reese is closing the gap a little bit, it might be the team that leads their team to the playoffs. The
I
person
agree.
that leads
I
their team to the
agree.
playoffs.
I think.
Um,
Yeah, I agree. That's a good point.
so I don't know which team's leading right now. I believe
I think if Fever are ahead by
if
one
it
game, I
were
think
then to say, last time I looked, I think Indiana would go in, not Chicago. I'm not sure. I might be wrong about that. I'm not sure if you looked at that or not, Ken, but if that gap continues to close between these two, it might come to that, which team makes the playoffs. But to answer the question, my vote right now would be with Peyton Clark by a little bit.
yeah. Before the All-Star game, Indiana Fever was ahead by one game. They were 10-14. They've won they won 8 out of their last 12 games. That's another thing I'll throw in for Caitlin Clark winning the rookie year if it was to end today, because her team is trending more in the right direction. And Chicago got off to a much faster start than Indiana. They're kind of playing
Yeah.
so right now, but Indiana's playing.
Yeah.
I mean, they're on the higher end of basketball right now. So
Yeah.
credit.
Chicago did have a good win against the Liberty a week ago. That was a big
Yeah,
win for them.
they did. But the
Yeah.
last like several games are kind of like tinkering
Right.
around,
Right.
And Indiana Fever are almost they're pretty. I won't say hot, but they've been pretty consistent. They won 8 out of the
Yeah.
last 12 after starting off 0-4, and Chicago Sky did not start off 0-4, because the stats I checked before the All-Star game was Indiana Fever was 10-14, and I believe the Chicago Sky was 9-14. So they played one less game than
Mhm.
them, and I'm not sure if they played any more games since the All Star break. They might have. I should have looked that up. But I agree with you though. Yeah, it could come down to who gets the team in the playoffs, because they're neck and neck. Put it that way.
Yeah.
I believe Indiana's ahead by one game, but yeah, they can get in right now if the season ends. And I think Chicago Sky is just right behind them. So I think they play 34 games,
Something like that.
and
Yes.
they both. I know Indiana's played 24, being 10-14, so they got 10 games left, and
Yeah.
yeah, these next 10 games are going to be big, real big.
Yeah. And Indiana's schedule was brutal at the beginning. Brutal. They played top teams right from the jump.
Yeah, they did. They
Yeah.
played teams that made the playoffs and a team that won the whole thing. Yeah, they played. They were very brutal the first like 4 or 5 games of the year. Yeah, there was a reason why they started off 0-4. That's not
Right.
making an excuse for Kate and Clark, but they weren't playing no
No.
cupcakes. Yeah,
No.
yeah, they were playing like against teams that made deep runs last year in the playoffs: the Connecticut Sun, the New York Liberty, the
Right.
Las Vegas
And,
Aces.
and Vegas. I think those were their first 4 games.
Yeah.
Good luck.
I'm like, good luck with that. Playing against Asia
Yeah.
Wilson, Breanna Stewart. Yeah, like
Yeah.
you're gonna have a hard time trying
Yeah.
to, yeah. So um yep. But yeah, I got Kaden Clark winning. I wasn't sure. I thought you would say Kaden Clark, but I wasn't sure who you have.
Yeah.
I do like
Yeah.
Angel more. I mean, I never disliked her, but I do like her more now than what I did at the beginning of the year. I'm still not. I still think she's a little bit immature, and I think I like that Clayton Clark shows more maturity. That's another reason why I do like Clayton Clark a little bit better, is because she seems to have a more mature side to her, and they're both the same age. Um, Angel Reese seems a little bit immature, but I do like her better than I did earlier in the year. There was one play she did in the All Star game that had me impressed. Running full speed, she catches the ball and hits in that layup. And I was talking trash about her layups with me, you, and Dwayne, how her layups
Yeah.
were kind of funky.
Yeah. They're pretty
That,
unorthodox, but they go
they
in.
look a little bit unorthodox, but in that play, like she looked really good. Like, oh wow, she caught
Mhm.
a ball streaking down the court, pass over the defender's head. She was able to gather it and go up for the layup without going out of
Mhm.
bounds, or like hitting it off the backboard or something, or fumbling out of bounds. Like that was impressive. Like wow, I had to give
Mhm.
Angel Reese some props for that because I was talking trash about her unorthodox layups. Like, you learned that crap in junior high. I think that's
Yeah,
what I said on show. Like, how she had such an unorthodox layup, man. I learned how to do a proper layup in 7th or 8th grade,
yeah,
but but like Dwayne said, the ball goes in. That's all that counts.
yeah,
So yeah, that's
yeah,
what that was Dwayne's responses back. So I gotta agree with you on that, brother. Um,
yeah.
but Angel Reese has grown on me a little bit. I still think she talks a little bit too much, but um, trash talking is always part of the game. But there's been talking a little bit of trash and just talking nonstop, and I think she talks like a little bit too much. Like she's one of those types for that's just my opinion, my perspective.
Mhm.
But like I said, she has grown on me though.
Yeah.
Yeah, and one thing I'll say before we get into the men's side is one thing I like what the women were saying, the ones that hosted the All-Star game was like trying to bring Kate and Clark and Angel Reese fans together, not against them hating on each other because yeah, because they were both playing on the same team. And that was kind of nice to see. And then
Yeah.
and Caitlin Clark gave Angel Reese a real nice assist in the second half.
Yeah, I saw that.
They were waiting for that connection all game, and it
Yeah.
happened in the second half. So that was
Yeah.
cool. And I like what the ladies said. At the post game conference. Like the two fans. The two fan groups need to come together because they both hate on each other. The Caitlin Clark fans hate Angel Reese, and the Angel Reese fans, hate Caitlin Clark. They're two really good players, and like you said on several shows back, it's kind of like the Larry Bird, Magic Johnson thing. So
Yeah.
hopefully they'll come together. But they seem like they got along during an All-Star game and they're having a good time
Yeah.
together. Yeah, that was cool. That was cool. That was cool to see, man. So yeah, but let's get into the men's side before we close. The
South
men's
Sudan, really?
South Sudan, man. The US men's team had us scared. They had to come back from 16 points down. Uh, uh,
Wow.
uh, LeBron James saved him at the very end of the game with a game-ending layup to win a 101-100 against South
Yeah.
Sudan. And the men's team was 43-point favorites against South Sudan, and they almost lost this game. What the hell, man?
Wow.
Like, I'm glad this wasn't an Olympic game, this is an exhibition game, but man, like, I know sometimes you're not going to play at your best, but they should not be having to come back from those 16 points down by South Sudan.
No, no, no. In fairness to South Sudan, they do have two players with NBA experience. They
They
did
do.
start. One played for the Lakers, I think. He's with the Grizzlies now. Uh, one's with the Mavericks. I think Jones played with the Nuggets. They have a 17-year-old center who's going to go to Duke, who might be a lottery pick once he
Yeah.
when it's all said and done. So they have some players, but I don't know. The USA team has no business playing it that close to the 33rd ranked team in the world,
Yeah.
ranked 33rd.
They
Not
should have
even the
blown them
top
out.
team in Africa. I mean, I'm not sure where they're ranked in Africa. I know they're not the top. So
No.
I don't know. That scares me a little bit. And like we talked about, the rest of the world's caught up. They're not all by our dream team anymore. I don't even know if you want to call them the dream team anymore. But they're not in all of the U.S. team. They want to beat us. They don't like us. They want to win. Uh, Exhibition game, Olympics, what have you, just to get a win. And this is what they're going to see. I'm glad they got this out of their system now because these other teams are coming. And
Yeah, there's teams that were giving some runs. We
yeah,
know a couple teams already. They look good against Serbia. I thought they might struggle against them with Joker being
yeah,
that team, but they beat Serbia with like 20 points in their exhibition game. But I think Serbia is in the same bracket as the United
yeah.
States.
They opened with Serbia Saturday, I believe.
Yeah, so they might try to rebound from that game. The
Yeah,
U.S. men's team won by 20 points in the exhibition game. I mean, Serbia
yeah,
is licking their chops on that one. They're going to try to find a way to get some revenge. I think the men's team should win. They're still going to be favored,
yeah,
obviously, but Serbia is a very good team with Nikola Jokic, the reigning,
mhm,
the MVP multiple times in the league, and the defending. Well, they won the NBA championship the season, not last year, but the season before. So yeah, they have a very good team, and they got
yeah,
Joker. They're no joke. Um, uh, Yeah, they should not be having a close game against a third ranked team being 40-point favorites. That's just
No.
insane. The second game, their last exhibition game against Germany, they only won by 4 points, 98-94. But Germany is a much better team. They got,
Yes.
they have very good players. Dirk Nowitzki came
Yes.
from Germany. Detlef Schrempf came from Germany. You got the Wagner brothers.
Mhm.
They both played at University of Michigan. They're both in the NBA. I know
Yes.
the older brother Moritz Wagner is in the NBA. I think the younger brother is too, but I know the older one definitely
Yeah.
is. He was with your team for the Lakers for a while. They both
Yeah.
have very good skill sets. But I still think the
That
U.S.
guy,
won by more than
that,
4 points. So,
that guy, Trice had a very good game.
yep, Trice is a
Yeah. Yeah.
German player.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, they have a
So,
legit team. Yeah,
mhm.
they're not in all of us, like you said. There's a lot of teams that could catch us. It should be no South Sudan, but there are some teams that can
No.
possibly pull off some upsets. So, and we have lost the Olympics before. Last we had
Mhm.
the bronze medal in 2004, I believe, and then I could have sworn last Olympics we lost the game in one of the opening rounds, but we still were able to
Yeah.
advance.
Yeah. I forgot who we
That
lost
one kind of
to.
scared me a little bit, but we were able to advance and we still won the game.
Yeah.
We lost the game in the
Yeah.
Olympics, so I couldn't believe it. I was like, oh my God. But
Yeah.
yeah, we still won the gold.
Well,
So
this wasn't the same U.S. team, but this was the same German team that beat the U.S. team in the FIBA World Cup last year.
yep, that's right.
So,
Good point.
yeah. So,
Germany's
the
no
thing,
joke.
the U.S. might have the best talent, but maybe in the Olympics there are better teams, if you understand what I mean,
I know what you
because
mean. Yeah, they've been playing for a long
they,
time.
yeah, yeah, they play together. They know the international game. These U.S. players, what, 3 weeks immediately after the
Yeah, they
finals
have an
started?
advantage of us on that. Is absolutely because these guys play together for a long, long, long time. We just kind of get together at the
Right,
last minute and kind of get this team going. Yeah, exactly. They
right.
have the advantage
So
there.
yeah. So we got to rely on our talent. We got to ask 100-year-old LeBron James to bail us out. I mean,
Yeah.
sheesh.
Yeah, talent wise, we're
So
superior, but team wise, I agree. Other teams have a better team chemistry. That's how we lost in the 2004 Olympics, having to settle for the bronze. Like team, that wasn't a good team. Team chemistry was not
no,
there. They couldn't shoot worth the crap. They
right.
didn't have good fundamentals. They could run fast and jump high, but they couldn't do the basic fundamentals, and that's why they lost.
Yeah.
They had to go play the bronze medal game in 2004, and Argentina beat us with Manu Ginobili and all those freaking guys. Manu Ginobili, a long time San Antonio Spur, beating us. So not surprised in a way. But did you think USA men's team will still win gold? Who do you think has what do you think their biggest challenges are before we close?
Ooh,
Obviously, Serbia's
I'm
one.
afraid they won't see them till down the road. I'm afraid of the French team. You got Gobert and Wemby, those
That's
two
who I'm
big
afraid
trees.
of. Yeah.
An international player, there is no inside the paint 3-second violation, so they could camp out there the whole game if they want to. I might have the terminology wrong on that, but there's no 3-second violation.
I think you're right.
So that's going to scare me a little bit. They shouldn't have any trouble getting out of their group. The Canadian team scares me. I think that whole team's NBA players.
They're good. Yeah, yes they
Yeah.
are.
So
A lot of Canadian
let
players
me
playing in the NBA.
let me say this: Kevin Durant hasn't played yet, and Steve Kerr said that he has no plans of replacing him. Kevin Durant knows well the international game, and he's going to be a big key, a big asset once he does get on the court. But yeah, they're going to keep him there, and I can't wait till he plays. That's just going to make the team even better.
Yeah, he needs to play. Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely. He definitely needs to play, man. There's no doubt about it. Yeah, I think the man will still squeak out a goal, but man, they're going to be close
yeah,
games. It's not going to be like the women's game where they're blowing teams out by 20 or 30 points. I mean, yeah, they'll have some blowout wins probably in the opening
yeah.
round games, against some of those
Yes,
teams, but they're going to have some. They're going to be challenged where there's going to be a team in the game with like 5 minutes or less to go, 2 minutes to go.
yeah,
There's going to be a team that is still very capable of winning the game. Yeah,
yeah,
they're going to be challenged. It's
yeah.
not like the first Dream Team in '92 where
Oh
the
no,
average margin of victory was 40 points. Like you said, they have
no,
caught up to us. They want to beat us, like you said. They don't like us. they're tired of us winning the gold medal. They're like, we need to knock these U.S. guys out. You
Yeah.
know, I don't know if you saw the Serbia player. It was kind of funny in the Serbia game where he kind of did the LeBron James thing.
Yeah.
LeBron James did that. I was laughing my butt off.
That's funny.
LeBron James did it when he, they had the charging or the blocking foul against Serbia, but he just kind of did it when he was on the ground, like imitating LeBron
Yeah.
James. I was laughing my butt off, man. I was like, that dude's funny, man.
Yeah.
But that just
I got a
shows
kick out of that too. That was cool.
yeah,
Yeah.
that just shows you, man, that they're not intimidated, man. They're
No.
imitating us, you know.
Yeah. We'll give
So
it right back to you.
yeah.
And I like that. I like that. Makes it interesting.
I liked it. Yeah, he's like, I know LeBron James, you're one of the best players, but like, yeah, you're not gonna do that to me. I kind of respected that guy by doing it back to
Yeah.
him. That was funny, man. Oh man, that was funny as hell.
Mhm.
But I expect the U.S. men's team to still get a gold. But if
Yeah.
we do
Me
lose,
too.
I can't say I won't be surprised though either. We could lose. We
Yeah.
could lose.
Yeah. Some good teams. You got Spain, who's ranked number 2 in the world. So
Yep.
yeah.
Forgot all
That's
about them. We didn't even mention we mentioned Canada, Germany, France. Yeah, Spain
yeah.
is no freaking joke. And look at
Yeah.
what NBA players that come out of Spain, the Gasol brothers,
Both
other
of them.
really good
Yes.
players. Yeah,
Hmm.
man. There's so many international players in the NBA right now, and even the guys who aren't even in the NBA, like their international level of play is
Yeah.
so much higher and closer to the NBA than what it's ever been. Even they don't even move over to the NBA side of things. Like those guys their league is like right behind us, man. They're on our toes.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're good, and they know fundamentals, man. They can shoot. Oh,
Oh yeah. 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 These guys are playing with grown adults as children, and yeah,
yeah, we
just
talked about
like
it in a
Luca.
previous show. Yeah, they're more mature in some ways because they're playing like at
Yeah.
15 or 16 years old. Luka Doncic is another one. Him playing professional ball at 15 or 16
Yeah.
years old, and yeah, they learn that at a very young age compared to us still being in high school and maybe playing college ball for a couple of years, then going to the NBA or
Yeah.
wherever the case may be. Of course, the LeBron James and the Kobe Bryant's, don't play college, but most of the players, do for a couple of years. So, anyways, I hope the U.S. men win. Obviously, go USA all the way.
Oh
Uh,
yes. For sure.
oh, LeBron James is the flag bearer. What do you think about that for the Olympics? I think that's cool. You read that?
Yes. Yes. The thing is, yeah, Steph Curry nominated him, but the whole U.S., all of them, the athletes, swimmers, track, they all vote on that. And the majority of them voted for him, not just the basketball team, though. His
That's
peers
cool.
amongst the whole U.S.
Yeah,
Olympic team.
yeah, that's cool, man. I'm happy for him. I think
Yeah,
it's gonna be a good honor for him.
yeah.
Yeah,
So yeah, yeah, I'm good with it. I know a lot of people don't like it, but
I
I
like
mean, his
it.
own peers voted for him, so I mean, it's okay. I mean,
Well, let's look at LeBron James. Um, Arguably one of the greatest players. He's up there with the greatest players to play of all time. He's up there with the MJs and the Kobe Bryants
yeah,
and
yes,
and the
he's in a conversation.
Magic Johnsons and the Larry
Yeah,
Birds and all these guys, right?
yeah,
Yeah, he flops a lot and sometimes he talks a little bit, but the flopping part people don't like. I don't like either, but there's so much more there's so many more positives to like besides his flopping. And
yes,
let's look at his personal life.
yes.
That's a
No
that
scandals.
he married his high school sweetheart. They have like three kids together. Of course, his oldest son is now on his team with the Lakers. Being drafted this year. We already talked about that last show. His younger son is a really good high school player. It's probably going to be an NBA also, more than likely. I mean,
Yeah,
he's the top pick in AAU basketball. He's going to go
yeah,
to probably a major, D1 college.
yeah.
You
He
know,
might be better than Bronny.
he might be better than
Yeah,
Bronny. He's already taller than Bronny. He's more LeBron
yeah,
James' size. He's like 6'6"
yeah,
already, and
yeah,
Bronny's only like 6'2" or something.
yeah,
So yeah, the younger son is tall like LeBron James. Um, they got a little girl, not sure how old she is, but she's the baby of the family. Like she looks like she's like around 10-ish, if I had to guess. So she's the baby of the family. But what I'm trying to say is LeBron James is a good man. He's never in the news for anything crazy. He marries his high school sweetheart. He's just never in the tabloids for anything stupid. So people can say whatever they want about him flopping, and they can try to compare him to Michael Jordan and all this crap. But at the end of the day, LeBron James, in my mind, is a very good man, and he represents the
Yeah,
league the right way. He's never in the news for drugs, never in the news for like going 130 miles an hour in a residential area. He's not out. I mean, he's not in the news for cheating on his wife. Has he or hasn't he? I don't know. That's none of our business. But I know he's not in the news for it, so that's good. You
right.
know, um, he just seems like he's a good, legit family man.
Yeah,
Um, so yeah, I got no problems with LeBron James. I like Michael Jordan better as a player, but that's just my perspective. But that does not make me dislike LeBron James. So
right.
in any way, I respect the guy. Yeah,
Yeah, and that's the guy you want to carry the flag that has that history. So yeah,
yeah. He's never in the news for anything bad. Never. I mean, he hasn't committed any crazy crimes. He hasn't raped or
no,
sexually assaulted anybody. Yeah, he's not in a bad spotlight in any way ever in his
no,
20 plus year career in NBA, which is very good on him. So yeah, I got no problem with LeBron James being the flag bearer representing the
yeah,
United States,
yeah.
carrying
I'm good
the
with it.
flag.
Yeah,
Um, well, I guess that's about it. Let's close, brother. But another great show.
yeah.
What do you guys think about the WNBA All Star game? Do you guys think Arike, still can't say her last name, Ogunbowale,
Yeah.
a lot of people think she's a big snub. Obviously, she is, but like it's very hard to make a team. What's your thoughts on that? What's your thoughts on the Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese, Rookie of the Year race? Who do you guys got winning it? Caitlin Clark or Angel Reese? Both are deserving. Like I said, I think Caitlin Clark edges her out a little bit, but Monty has a very good point about it could come down to what happens in the year, which team makes it in the playoffs and which one doesn't. That could be a big, difference maker. Let's know your thoughts about the men's team. They did have some scares lately in the last couple exhibition games, but hopefully they've gotten over that. Hopefully that woke them up, like wake up. But Germany was a good team.
Yeah,
South Sudan was the bigger scare. But we know
yeah,
Germany's pretty legit. But South Sudan, they were not supposed to be even like that game was supposed to be over with at halftime, man. And yeah,
yeah.
so that was crazy. But what do you got in closing, brother?
Yeah, we have the Olympics coming up. We're just talking about basketball. We have track. That's the second week of the Olympics, I believe. I think first week you have the swimming and all that stuff going on.
Yeah,
So
I love
opening
track and
ceremonies
field.
coming up Friday. Go USA. Go USA.
Yeah, I hope we win the Olympics, get the most golds, and we're usually. I know,
Yes.
I know our strength is the Summer Olympics, but we're much better in the Summer Olympics than the winter. So
Yes.
I know the summer is one of our strengths. So we should be up there. It'll be fun to watch the track guys, men and women.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be fun, man. I like track
Yeah.
and field for sure.
Yep. So
Oh yeah, man. All right, thanks for watching and thanks for subscribing. Let us know your thoughts. Let's know your
yes.
opinions, and
Thank you.
please subscribe to our channels. Thank you. Thanks for watching and have a good night. Go USA.